Welcome back to another episode of We Roguelike It. I'm your host, Boston, and joining me as always is Moonpier.
Hello.
And Monkey Senior.
Yo.
We're starting a brand new game this time. This is week 1 of Risk of Rain. I have played so much Risk of Rain over its lifetime, so I will not go first. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
All
Let's
right.
start with the bad.
Okay.
I don't know if I like this game.
Fair enough.
Like, at all.
Okay. All right.
So, okay, so let's do the usual business for the first game of the first episode of a new game. Boston format platform.
PS4 and Switch.
Okay, Monkey?
What?
Which platform are you playing on?
Oh, Switch.
Okay.
Okay, I'm playing it on the PC.
Okay.
I have a PC that should be able to run this game. This is not the same issue we run into with some of Sky. Don't worry.
All right. This is not the dual video card issue. Okay.
No, this is not the dual video card issue. It runs fine.
Okay.
The PC controls are hot garbage.
Yeah, so funny story about Risk of Rain. It was created in a very early version of Game Maker Studio.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't support controllers because Game Maker did not at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And the mouse and keyboard controls are a thing.
There is no mouse controls. Let's get that out the way first and foremost.
Well, yeah, that's... I was extending mouse to clicking things on the menu, but that's as far as it goes.
It doesn't count. The menu control doesn't count.
Yeah.
That's like saying Destiny has a mouse controller when it's just a circle that's moving around the screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's talk about that. So I don't want to sit at my desk and play games when I get home during my free time. I think we've talked about this on the show proper. I spend anywhere between 8 to 14 hours a day sitting in front of a computer, furiously losing my mind at my job. Yeah. I don't want to sit in front of a PC at home.
Very fair.
I have a Steam Link, so I tried playing this game through my Steam Link.
Now the pieces are starting to come together. Yeah.
So I don't like using a keyboard on my lap, and I haven't found a lap board that sits well with me as of yet.
Right.
And honestly, you stick me in front of a keyboard where, like, I'll be honest, I can't touch type. I have to look at the keyboard to type.
Okay.
But I can type fast.
Sure.
And it's one of those things where, as fellow office monkeys that we are, we all know that you can feel when you make a mistake. You don't have to see it. You can feel when your fingers hit a wrong button, and you're just like, okay, delete that, hit the right button, problem solved. You don't have to look at the screen to see it. I cannot do ZXCZ to save my life, because that's the ability buttons, which is 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, that's rough.
And then A is to interact with containers.
Oh, that's really rough.
Like, my little finger is not wired that way. Make it spacebar, which is jump. Make it something else. Like, just give some... are you looking at your keyboard?
Yeah. I was too. I'm like, ZXC... Oh, that's terrible.
And the arrow keys are the move keys.
Oh, right.
And it's really difficult to try and do a diagonal jump on a keyboard when it's on your lap and like that.
You got 2 cats on you and...
Exactly. Yeah. Literally most of the day I have 2 cats on me.
What I did when the PC version first came out is I downloaded Joypadder, and I was able to use that to use my Xbox 360 controller with the game. The only thing is you'll still have to use a mouse for the menus. So,
good news time.
Oh, okay.
They have actually put in controller support now.
Hey!
Nice. You have to activate it via the start menu. At no point does it actually say we have controller support.
Right.
It's literally just a case of I happen to pause the game and it's like, controller options, controller. And I was like, wait, what?
Wait a tick.
I literally had a controller switched on and plugged in when I launched the game to make sure that if you had controller support, you would automatically switch to controller support like most places do.
Right. It's so funny, like, that's the level of support we expect out of PC games now Like, that's in just a short couple of years. It's like, I want to plug in a controller or have a controller already on. It enables it, it configures it, my button mappings are correct, and like it should just work. And Risk of Rain is a little older than that, sort of, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's part of my problems with Necrodancer on PC is unless you use the community mod, it shows PlayStation buttons by default.
Oh,
which
interesting. It usually doesn't happen on PC games.
Yeah, usually it's the flip side. Normally it shows the Xbox controller buttons rather than the PC. It's like, okay, that makes sense. But though they do have a community mod that changes it to the Xbox version, so that's fine. So I had to load up the game, I had to go into the options, I had to turn controller support on, and essentially it does that. It fakes the controller as a mouse and a keyboard. The triggers and bumpers are all your ability buttons now. A is jump, X is interactive. That's good.
Yeah, it's the right mapping. Yeah,
exactly. I played this game for 2 hours and feel like I made zero progress.
Yeah. Yeah, the beginning of Risk of Rain, I think, is too difficult until you get like that one run. You don't say. Yeah, I think it's too difficult until you get like that one run that goes really well. Like you pick up the right number of items, you're moving fast enough, you get your strength scales as the game scales. And then you start unlocking stuff at that point, and it gets a lot easier once you start getting that first set of unlocks, but the very beginning is hard.
Like, I don't know, like, I have the Commando.
Yep.
I've done like 10 runs with him. I've never made it out of the second world. I don't know if I should be moving fast. I don't know if I should be moving slow and trying to maximize how much I'm taking away from each level.
Right.
There is literally no inference of how you should play based on the thing. It just says very easy, hard on the counter on the right. It's like, does that mean that I should push it and go harder, or should I go easier to try and do stuff? But then I'm missing out on picking up items and
yeah. I think my recommendation for Risk of Rain is that's really going to scale versus how strong you feel. Like if you finish the first level and you don't feel super strong and you had some trouble with the boss, definitely scour that area for probably 2 or 3 minutes maybe maximum. Get as many items as you can, then go to the next level, because your money turns in experience when you go to the next level. You don't get to carry it over. So you sort of want to squeeze as much as you can out of the level without extending your time too much. It's like how much time is on the clock when you're hitting level 2?
Honestly, it fluctuates. I've done it with like 4 minutes left. I've done it with 7 minutes gone. Like depending on the boss. And you mentioned struggling with a boss. There is one boss I don't struggle with, and everybody else I struggle with. That stupid fire snake can go straight to hell.
He's the worst. Yeah.
The giant octopus, he can go straight to hell too.
Oh, the jellyfish guy that shoots the bullets? Yep, he's not great. He's also really not great in Risk of Rain 2. He's the worst.
Iron Golem? Give me him every single time.
Yep, easy peasy. I'll take him. Yeah, the worst part is when, as the game gets harder and harder, once you max out the time bar, basically they start spawning enemies as regular bosses as regular enemies. There are times where you're fighting like 2 or 3 of those magma worms, and it's the worst. It's a nightmare.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm obviously it's week 1.
Yep.
I'm gonna give it some more time. I have left week 1 with a very, very, very bitter taste in my mouth at the moment.
Yeah.
From struggles to get it set up to the ridiculously hard difficulty spikes it feels like, and it's all well and good saying, okay, you just move fast through the levels. It's like, okay, but my guy moves really slow. There is there isn't even, like, you can't even click on people and say, how do you unlock these characters? Like,
yes.
Isaac, give it full credit where it's due. On that character select screen, it's like, there's Isaac, that's all you've got. You just spin it around. It's like, make two devil deals.
Right, hold 55 coins. Yeah.
Exactly.
I will agree with that. And there are more characters in the game than there are slots there. So there are a couple of semi-powerful secret characters too. But yeah, it is... I feel like... I think you hit the nail on the head for what I think makes or breaks a great roguelike. Is I think Risk of Rain would be a lot better, and again, this is probably largely due to its age. I think it would be a lot better if it had any tutorialization. Like, hey, you have to go find this gate and activate it. That'll call the boss after X number of seconds, but you don't have to activate it right away. You can farm some enemies, get some experience and items and stuff. It never really tells you that. Even worse, when you get to the final gate, forewarning for anyone who's playing this for the first time, when you get to the final gate, the button that you usually use to activate the gate, call the boss, and go on the next level will start you over again. It will go back to the first level, so if you want to farm the game, you can do so.
Oh, so it does Streets of Rage.
Right. Another button will take you to the final level. So you're on like the 5th or 6th stage, and you're like, yeah, I'm just going to hit. Why am I at the beginning of the game again? So that is... It's an old game with a small team, and small teams have come a long way since this, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I can forgive them, even if it's a case of it's a bigger team or whatever. It's a design decision that they made, and that's fine. That you live and die by your design decisions. The fact that there is a Risk of Rain 2 tells you this was successful enough.
Very much so, yeah.
Their design decisions were correct for the time.
Right.
Maybe it's just a case of I don't really want to fudge with how difficult this is right now.
Right, yeah, sure.
Like I said, I'm going to give it some time. I'm probably just going to do my classic thing of I'll hop in, do a couple of runs. Hopefully, eventually, I'll have that. Like you said, it's the best roguelikes have that one run.
Yep. You pick up the ukulele and you'll start doing some serious damage. Ukulele is probably one of the strongest ones.
Is that's the electric one?
Yep, where it like chains.
His music is electric.
Yep.
Yes,
yep.
I have unlocked it and I have found it once.
Yeah, but boy, that soundtrack rips, though, huh?
Yes,
soundtrack
is something I will say. Like literally, my notes are: I don't know if I like it. Controls are bad / controller support. 2 hours time, nothing made. Music is amazing. Like literally, that's my notes.
Yeah.
I should start playing with sound on then.
Oh, yes. The soundtrack is so good.
I'm not gonna lie, Monkey. It's a killer soundtrack, and it's got that really good feel of like that space sci-fi, like synth 8-bit kind of sound, and it's just.
And then the wailing guitars come in, and you're like, yeah, this is the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Monkey?
How about you, Monkey?
Yeah. How are you feeling this week?
I actually really liked it. So a few years ago, I tried it out, and I was the same
based on a certain somebody's recommendation. A certain somebody.
No, I think
the Vita Viking, more likely.
But yeah,
no,
actually,
I think I don't know where I heard of it, but I tried it, and like you, Moon, I really didn't like it. But after playing it this week and like actually playing it, it's growing on me, you know.
Yeah.
As far as unlocking characters, I think in one of the options or like achievements in game, you can if you go all the way to the right, it shows you like characters, how to unlock the characters.
Right.
And then,
in your journal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't want to navigate those menus with a controller, dude. It gives me the fakest mouse cursor, and it moves at like 3 pixels a second.
Yeah, if you look under... You're right, Monkey. If you look under... The journal tells you all about the items and enemies and stuff, and you don't care about that. That's not interesting. But they have another separate one for achievements, and there is like a page per character.
You say I don't care, but when you go into the monster log stuff, that artwork is sick. Not the in-game artwork.
No, yeah, that artwork is really
the
good.
concept art, I'm assuming, is what it is. That's amazing.
And some of the lore, when you start unlocking items and you start picking up monster logs for killing like X number of enemies, some of that stuff is pretty interestingly written.
I was reading some of those earlier today. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
From the perspective of your character, so I was like,
yeah, because your character is like an interstellar shipping, like an interstellar UPS worker, basically, that crashes to ground after someone blows up their shipping space station, and you're just trying to bring a package back, and then you start killing all these Lemurians and powering yourself up with the electric ukuleles.
Yeah. So, Moon, did you unlock any of the other characters?
Nope.
No.
I literally just kept headbutting against the wall, trying to unlock as much stuff as I could to get there as quick as I could.
Yeah.
It's like I'm trying to unlock just somebody else because the commando, he's so generic.
Yeah, and he's pretty slow too. Yeah.
It's like, okay, his jump is short. Like there's so much I don't. Like his skills are interesting, but they do not feel powerful enough considering how generally generic he is. It's like, okay, so I've got minor crowd control, I've got minor knockback attacks, but that's like it.
Yeah, you have the roll, which is cool. It gives you an invincibility, a pretty big invincibility window, but most of the time the enemies hit so hard, I feel like you can't really take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've unlocked the Enforcer, the Bandit, and the Acrid.
That's fun.
Enforcer's weird.
I really like the Enforcer.
Okay.
Like, he's my go-to character right now.
Nice.
What a shock. I'm not the game where Monkey likes the weird characters.
Well, like, he places down the shield or he can walk with it out, but it never really clicked with me.
You just stand up against the wall, put your shield out, and hold the right trigger, and you just keep
go to town.
Nothing can hit you, and you just keep shooting. It's
nice.
It's pretty fun.
Are you a fan of Dark Souls, Monkey?
I've played it a bit.
Okay. That's about as non-committal as you will get, okay.
Yeah.
But so the Acrid is the poison monster thing?
Oh, yeah, you found that's one of the secret characters, yeah.
He's very interesting. So the first time I played him, I managed to get to the final area.
Nice. He's very strong.
Yeah, I feel like it was mostly due to having 4 drones.
Yeah, and boy, those drones are powerful.
So strong in this.
Yeah, drones are. If you can find a drone really early on, like especially the shooting or the rocket one, like you're destined for greatness.
Yeah.
You say that, but that didn't work for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a healing one once, which was very useful, and that helped.
Yeah.
I got a shooting one, but it just didn't seem to do any damage at all.
Oh, interesting.
It doesn't help when it flies in the ground and shoots into the wall.
Yeah, that's one of the that's one of the more annoying things where it's like I need you to shoot the 30 people near me, not in the ground. That's not helpful.
One thing I will say, this game does not do a very good job at all of explaining how many enemies are in that tiny little area at the same time, because I did like level 1, I did the whole stage, and it's like, oh, you've got 36 enemies left to clear. I was like, okay,
start
running around, and like there's like what looks like 4 enemies like just trapped in this little platform thing, like down a pit. Like, well, I've got to go down there to kill them, so I'm just gonna jump down it. It wasn't like 5, it was like 20, and they literally hit me once and killed me.
Right, that sucks.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're starting to pick up why they moved Risk of Rain 2 into 3D. Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be a fun 3 weeks?
Yes,
yeah, 3 more weeks after this. Yeah. All right, well, I played a little bit, but I didn't play too much this week. I didn't really have a ton of time to play anything in general, but I did a couple commando runs, and I did an archer run, which is one of my more favorite characters because you can shoot behind you while you're running forward. They're not very strong, but they can do that, and I think that's a really cool ability. That's really it. So
do you like the commando does the akimbo style when he's got enemies on both sides when you use his ult? Yeah, he's just like pow, 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 pow,
yeah. I think commando is usually the one I play the most as because it's the blank slate. But I will agree with you. I don't think it's the most fun.
He is the Isaac of the game.
Right. I mean, it's a little unfair because I have everything unlocked at this point except for a couple of runes or modifiers. What do they call them? I don't remember.
Artifacts, I think.
Artifacts, yes. I have a couple of. I'm missing like 3 artifacts, and I never remember where they are. But I haven't been using those because like some of them are unfair, where it's like there are no more chests on the level, but enemies drop items. So it's like, okay, so I'll just be ungodly powerful
forever.
Yeah, I'll be like ungodly powerful in about 10 minutes. So not really playing with those. But I think that's it for our very first week. So we'll see you all next run.
Bye.